So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to I Am Woman Hour. And this morning we have the amazing Wonder Woman, Wonder Web Woman, Lisa Rees joining us. And I wonder before we start if you could all put yourself onto mute, because when you're doing strange things in the background, suddenly your camera goes to you. And so I just want to keep the presentation really great for people to have a look at. So if you can, I've popped a lot of people on mute this morning. So thank you for that. So welcome to this morning's session. And we're going to be exploring this morning this whole notion of lead magnets and how do we set up these lead magnets, and what's the philosophy behind it. But I thought it'd be a great start as a way of you introducing yourself for Lisa to have an understanding of what your experience is when it comes to lead magnets. What is your favorite lead magnet you've downloaded? And seeing as it is your favorite lead magnet, have you gone on and done business with that person afterwards? Yeah. So I'll start you off so to get everyone going. So I have been downloading the lead magnets out there of a wonderful lady, Carolyn Miss. And I just know I'm going to do business with her in the future. She keeps sending, I'm on her email list now, and I get updates to do with her YouTube videos and all sorts of things that she's bringing out. And I know at some stage I'm going to jump in and do a program with her, but her programs are quite expensive. They're about 3,500 going up to about 8,000, 9,000. But it's one of those things, I've invested in her for so long, downloading all her information, watching the videos. I almost feel I know her. And I know at some stage I'm going to probably make that investment of about 3,500 to go on a retreat with her. I might even go the whole hog and invest about 8,000 to go abroad and go on a retreat with her. But I probably will have invested time in her probably for about 6 months before I'd make that jump. But it's really interesting how, I feel as though she's part of the furniture, because she's part of the sitting room, watching her videos all the time, but she knows nothing about me. Yeah. And I feel she's almost like my best friend. And really, I'm just an email address to her. So I'd love to know what has been your favorite lead magnet, and almost like, have you done business with that person, or when do you see yourself doing business with that person? So we're going to start with you then, Kim, because we've already had a little preamble, so it's not such a big shock for you. So if you can come off mute and share with us, what is your favorite download you've done, and have you done business with that person?
Oh, such a difficult question. I suppose I have had downloads of things like, top tips on social media. I I did similar to you with Carolyn Miss. I've had similar experience with Joe Vitale, and I've done quite a few courses with him, but that started with free downloads and looking at the free content and videos and then building towards courses. I guess it depends on what you define as a lead magnet, because to me, a lead magnet is not always something that can be downloaded. It could be a quiz. My husband does a lot with quizzes and has helped people put quizzes. So some of the ones that I've enjoyed have been ones where you find out something about yourself, like human design, for example. That's a lead magnet,
Yeah.
but you're learning something about what your human design is through a quiz.
Okay.
Or it could be an app to tell you whether this type of fasting or that type of fasting or what sort of metabolism, and then you might go on and buy that app, let's say. So to me, a lead magnet is a bigger thing than just a download of a document and then you do business with them. I've done business with lots of apps, you might say,
Yeah.
which have a monthly payment to them, as a result of a lead magnet, which was a quiz.
All right. That's great. Thank you for that, Kim. Thank you for sharing. Lynn, over to you. Have you downloaded a lead magnet of sorts? And what's been your favorite? And did you go on and do business with that person?
No, I've never downloaded any type of app or lead magnet, and that's why I'm here today, because I don't really know much about them.
Okay, great. Thank you for being so honest. Sangeeta, over to you.
Sorry, yeah, I was just seeing where's my mute button. Yeah, I have done it, and I have downloaded. I'm learning about lead magnets. I was doing that for other people's website or master classes, things like that, because that's a lead magnet, you can say as well. And I have learned about people connected with their energy and thought, okay, they're interesting. Now I can see what I can do. So I have done lead magnets, lots of master classes with Mind Valley. Marissa, I've been listening to her for like 5-6 years. She's been coming in my consciousness, and I thought, okay, I listen to her a lot, I can connect with her or learn. But I need to learn that, because on my website I've recently learned about, okay, that's where you capture people's email, or they connect with you and they get to know you. So I would really love to learn more. But yeah, it's a very interesting way of capturing people's attention and saying, okay, let's connect with me, get to know me a little bit, and then see if you feel resonate or you resonate, then you can do business with me. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing. Over to you, Rachel. What about you? I imagine you've downloaded quite a bit and connected with quite a few people, especially in the beauty industry. So we'll come back to Rachel while she's finding her mute button. So Mandy, over to you. So tell us, what have you downloaded and what have you enjoyed the most in your downloads, and have you done business?
Yes, I think the best example is somebody in the same industry as me. In fact, somebody who essentially inspired me to help other people thrive because she saw that in me. So you may have heard of a lady called Georgina Verity Jones. I met Georgina during my career in Admiral, and she launched a number of businesses, but most famously Turn Lights On, which was all about living in the present moment and, choosing joy, embracing life and enjoying it. And that is how I live my life, partly because of her. So she had a brilliant download. So she does blog, she does YouTube, she's now got a podcast called The Love Shortage, which is worth a listen. I'm happy to share a link in the group. She's had some personal trauma that is beyond anyone's worst nightmares, and has recovered from that and is back to work. But one of the things I found most helpful was she had a program called 21 Moments, which I bought. So, I came in, I knew her, but I would have bought it anyway. It was a series of short videos, just 2 minutes a day, and everyone can find time for 2 minutes. So each one inspired you to learn something new and then practice it. So one example was, if you've got a commitment to being fitter and walking or running, put your walking or running shoes by the front door as a constant reminder that you're going to try and do that. But everything she does, I love. I mean, she's one of my favourite people ever. I would buy anything off her. So if you want to have a look at her website, that's the way to design yours, I would say.
There's such amazing ideas being shared. So could people put their email addresses in the chat box so people can connect after this? So I'm going to put Tony on mute. And I'm going to go to Rachel, back to Rachel. So Rachel, what's your favorite download, and did you do business with them?
No, I just found out what a lead magnet is, mic drop, and I want to be one.
Okay, that's great. Lovely. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you. So coming to you, Kelly, what about lead magnets in the financial industry? What do they look like?
There are loads. I think that's the problem. There are so many of them out there, but I think the best ones I've seen are ones that I'd like to sort of replicate, more like a bit what Kim said about the quizzes. So for example, you know, answering a free quiz, are you ready for retirement? And, you know, going through the questions, and then, you know, at the end of that quiz, I think the best ones are where you have a really good, solid, in-depth report for free.
Yeah.
So going through, you know, what you're doing well, what you're not doing so well. And then off that would be the prompt to, you know, speak to a financial advisor, as in me, and doing it that way. So I think they're the good ones, and they're the ones I'd like to try and sort of replicate to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, some great ideas being shared here. Ellen, what about you? There must be lots that you must have linked with nutrition or diet or weight loss or gut.
Yeah, but recently I'm doing a course on trauma, being a trauma informed coach. So the recent one, I've downloaded loads over the past. The recent one was with Caroline Strawson. So I'm doing her course, and she gave a free course on codependency. So that's how I then joined her course as a trauma informed coach. So, but there have been many others. I've downloaded and used their stuff.
Was it a big investment that she made in giving you that free course or masterclass? And was it live?
No, it wasn't live, but it was
okay.
kind of, yeah, a hook in really looking more at her work.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Ellen. Over to you, Sean, and welcome as a virgin to I Am Woman Hour. So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Finally here. Thank you. I think looking at this, because I've not looked at it this way before with lead magnets, but I suppose anybody who's putting a lead magnet out there for their business, I am their perfect client. I class it as like following somebody first, and like what you said is downloading something. So I'm kind of linking to what everyone has said, from looking at apps to looking at somebody on YouTube and going on to actually download so that you can have information from them, to free masterclasses. And I'm always following somebody. But what I did discover is that if there's too many, I kind of tend to focus just on one person at one time. So my main person, and I've gone back and forth with this person for such a long time, is Mel Robbins at the moment. I absolutely love her work. But I think Cheryl is familiar with Marissa Peer. That was actually from a lead magnet before she even started RTT. It started from an email and going on to an email list. And it's lovely actually hearing everybody's different point of view of a lead magnet, because there's so many different types. But yes, I'm your perfect person to actually follow a lead magnet. I've got to minimize it.
Sharing. And Tracy, over to you. What's your favorite lead magnet, and have you gone on to purchase?
I think like Shauna and Ellen, I've done lots of lead magnets and downloaded lots of things and answered lots of quizzes. The most recent ones for me are related to what I'm doing, and it's a guy called James Lyon, and he's the HR marketing guy. But the very first post that I put on LinkedIn, I had done a free download or I put a checklist on there, and it wasn't this marketing guy, it was a different one, Nick Paninsky, and he contacted me and said, why didn't I do it as a lead magnet? And if I'd have known how to, I would have done, but I didn't know how to. So my first post on LinkedIn was a bit of a flop.
But you made a good contact there by putting it out. Yeah, well done. And we could almost think as our daily posts on Facebook and LinkedIn as lead magnets, really, aren't they? We're putting ourselves out there, but I'm sure it's not the formal way of doing. So I'll probably have my knuckles rapped now by Lisa saying, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. And Tony, is Tony there? Because Tony's an I Am Woman new member, and I Am Woman Hour Virgin. Tony, are you there? Tony, asked to unmute. And she's off camera, so I don't know what's happened.
Oh, am I? Right, sorry.
There we go. Can you pop your camera on, Tony, so we can see your beautiful face?
I don't find it. I'm terrible at this. You've gone now. Hang on a minute. things are not showing up at the bottom.
That's the start video. Right, we'll have to. Oh, there we go. There's Tony.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All
So
right.
lead magnets. Have you downloaded a lead magnet and have you done business with them?
So, not recently, but going back a couple of years ago when I was doing affiliate sales, I used to follow a lot of people and like, you know, watch their masterclasses and their free hours. And a couple of people I've worked with over the years. Coming back to now, I say I haven't done much business or been in sales for a while, but going back to like the last 6 months, when I've been in university, there was a guy I come across on the do you know Andrew Huberman? Nobody watch Andrew Huberman. He's like a scientist guy. He's got a really popular podcast. And there was a guy on there called Cal Newport talking about deep work and time management and the effect that your apps and your mail and constant looking on Facebook, constant looking, checking things all the time. And I was struggling at the time to like get my head down and actually I knew I was capable of doing all these assignments, but I was trying to like time manage it. So in recent months, I would say he's the guy that I've been following, that he's helped me. And I read his book. I implemented a lot of his things and I found it quite fascinating. And I really then began to realize how much social media, it was kind of like taking over my life. You know, if I was bored, I was sat there, I was on the phone. So I try and turn my attention to more meaningful things like reading or walking or meditating. So for where I was in that space, he's done wonders for me like the last year, 6 months or a year.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So do put your details in the chat box as well. So,
okay.
So that people can contact you because you're a new member and they'll love to have coffee with you online or meet up. So thank you for coming along this morning, Tony.
Okay, thanks.
You live across the road, so we always say what goes on in the street stays in the street.
Stays on in the street, yeah.
Because I see Tony going out and putting her rubbish out, and she sees me in my dressing gown watering the flowers. So yeah, it stays on the street. So welcome everyone. Please can we put our hands together? A virtual online reception for the amazing Lisa Rees, website Wonder Woman. Lisa, welcome to the floor. So it's over to you now, Lisa. Tell us all about it because we're such a mixed group of people here with such a mixed experience. Over to you. Why do we need a lead magnet and how in the heck do we do it?
Right. Okay. So, as Kim says, a lead magnet is not just a download. So what a lead magnet is in its most basicest terms is something you get for free in exchange for someone else's contact details. The reason we get people's contact details is because then they've given us their permission to have those contact details and be able to contact them. So basically it's just adding them to your email list. So it's all about like funnels really, because Cheryl, you give a really good example. So all a funnel is that you get someone into your funnel by offering them something for free. You get them on your email list, and then you can send them things like future downloads, all that type of stuff. And then they might buy a small program of yours, then they might go up, and until they want to purchase, like you said, an 8 grand retreat or something like that. But you wouldn't go straight in without knowing someone at all. And here's 8 grand, let's go on your retreat type thing. You would want to find out more.
I must add, Lisa, at this stage, I've been following her, must be for about 4 months, and I think I've brought all her books, and I constantly watch her on YouTube. So it's probably going to be another 4-month investment in other things, which makes you realize you have to have other things for sale or other things people can access, that they can make smaller investments that will lead to that big purchase.
Yeah, definitely. And I've worked with people where I've signed up for their lead magnet because I followed them on social media for a while. And then I thought, actually, I want to hear more about this person. I want to join their email list. And then I look on their website, see what they offer for free. And then, there are lots of people that I've worked with because of that. Lynn, Lynn was like, I've never had a lead magnet. But then I was like, is Lynn on my email list? So I just checked my active campaign, and you signed up to my audit the other day, which is a lead magnet. So you were on my email list. I was like, how did she sign up to my email list? It's really important to have people's contact details. It's just another form of marketing. As I always say, much like if you were a business in the high street and you had a shop or something like that, then you would do all these marketing efforts to get people into your shop. The same goes for online. Your website is your online home, and all these things then you do to drive people to that website to ultimately get to buy things. I know you all know that a couple of weeks ago, my Facebook was hacked, even though I had all the security on it that you can. And it's to do with something to do with linking a vulnerability, and if you've got a linked Instagram account, if you have, anyone could be hacked. It's a new hack since May. Within 5 minutes, my account was deleted. So everything, all my friends, my groups, everything, is just gone. So that's why we need all these other things. We can't rely on, like, lots of people run their business on social media. It should be used as a marketing tool, the same as email lists, at least then, but you own that information and you have the rights to use it. Luckily for me, I don't do lots on social media, just speak to people. So it hasn't impacted my business in any way. Generally it's referrals and things like that. But yeah, so with a lead magnet, I like Kim said, quizzes. I really like quizzes. I've done lots of quizzes. Denise Duffield Thomas is one I've done on like financial archetypes and things like that. Can't even remember what I was now, but that, I think that was one of the first quizzes I did, and I ended up joining her program a couple of years back. So you know, quizzes are really good. For example, when you were saying to Rachel, Cheryl, about lead magnets, and and then Rachel's like, I need one. I think a quiz would be really good for you, Rach. And then, like, you know, what are they finding? Like, what are they not happy with in their bodies and stuff like that, and then you can you can direct them. So when they do a quiz, it's like at the end you get answers, and then it's like you were that type of person. So, and then when you get them on your email list, it's not just about giving them that free thing, it's what you're going to do after. So for example, apparently this is like lead magnets for cold audiences and warm audiences. So if you don't know those people, they're highly unlikely to sign up to like a video series of yours or something. They want something quick. So something like a PDF download or a quiz is perfect for people who never heard of it when you want to get them into your world. So for example, I know some of you signed up to it. I done my PDF the other day of 5 things you need on your website to convert clients. And then after it was a follow-up series of emails. And in one of those emails, I think it was like the 3rd one or something, those people then have looked at my PDF. They might have, you know, looked at other things and got to know me a bit more. So then I offer them a free video course that explains the PDF in more detail, because they know who I am. Then they're more likely to sign up to it, because I think it's like a half-hour video masterclass of converting clients on your website. I couldn't even think what it was then. But if they didn't know me, would they invest half hour of their time in me? No, it's something quick. So those are the difference between, like, depending on who you're aiming your lead magnets for. So when you decide on your lead magnet, what do you do? Like, how do you set it up and how do you use it? So usually you use email marketing software such as MailerLite, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, all those sorts of things, ConvertKit's another. But basically it's somewhere where you store all those email addresses and you can send newsletters out, you can send automations out to people. Because like I said, when they sign up for that lead magnet, you need to put them into some type of sequence. Yes, they will be getting your weekly emails, but you know, it's what's called a nurture sequence. So a series of emails you will see when you sign up for lead magnets, you'll see that you'll get an email straight away with something in, which it could be a download, it could be like you've scored this in the quiz, or it could be anything, or it could be like an audit, like we said, whatever it is. But then they're nurturing you to buy then the low-level product, or to download something else that will get you to know them better. So that's the really important bit, because there's no point giving it to them and then they never hear from you again. So because there's no point in doing that. So when you have your lead magnet, so we'll just use a PDF, for example. So you've created your PDF, you can create them in Canva or whatever. What I do then, I upload it to my website. So I've got a link, a downloadable link for people to use. And then I use ActiveCampaign. So I go into ActiveCampaign, then I set up lists and tags so I know who signed up for what. Like just now, I was like, Lynn's on my list. Let me see what she's tagged with to see what she's downloaded before or accessed. So then I know, like, there's quite a few people who signed up for lots of different lead magnets of mine. So that all their tags are in their contact details then in ActiveCampaign. So I know what they've signed up for and what lists they're on, what automations they've received and all that type of stuff. So then you create a form. So you want someone to sign up, you want them to give their contact details. What I would say is, for GDPR purposes, when you create your form and you've got a lead magnet, you do need to say that they're being added to your list. You know, you've got to have that consent. You've got to show that they've given that consent, because that's part of GDPR. Most of my lead magnets, when you download something, it'll say to give a tick whether you want just the freebie, or do you just want to join the email list as well, the main mailing list. If you don't want to join the main mailing list, you just get the freebie and the automation. But in that automation, obviously, there's emails then to try and get you to join the email list, depending on what you selected. That form then goes onto your website, or, you know, in MailChimp ActiveCampaign, you can use that form on a landing page if you haven't got a website. So you don't have to have a website to use it. You just want to get them on your email list. So what you would do then is you would put the form on the website or use the form page to get people to sign up. And then, like I said, in the background, you would have created that whole automation of emails. The first one being, like, here's your download, obviously. And then it would be telling them a little bit more about you. And then I normally send an email like 3 days later saying, do you, like, have you looked at the thing yet? Like, you know, have you got anything from, you know, reply to this email if you're stuck or something like that. And then, like, another 3 days later, I might say, like, for the audit thing, 7 days later, it goes out and says, have you received your audit yet? Do you want, you know, the stuff that's on there, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to have a free chat with me? Or do you need us to do the work that we suggested? So then they get a link to the hourly support. So that's like the really important thing. So, and I find that's the hardest to do, is the nurture sequence, because you've got to keep people interested and not just be, oh, did you download it? What did you think? Do you know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing then, like, Ellen, when you were speaking, I know you got quite a few freebies and stuff like that, but you've got to promote them. It's like anything else. You've got to market them. You've got to get them out there. Like, for example, when I done that freebie a couple of weeks ago, I had 40 people sign up in the first week because I've put it everywhere. I think 2 people have signed up since. Even though it's on my website, I'm not actively pushing people towards that all the time. But that, when I had 40 people sign up in that 1 week, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we were fully booked with calls, because people were reading that and then they were going through the nurture sequence and they were booking free calls with me, and it was from that actual sign up. So, you know, you've got to keep promoting it all the time. I've got some things where you can promote. So I've got a list of different things, so I'm going to just use some of them. Obviously on social media, get it out there that you've got this freebie. You want to turn your Facebook and LinkedIn and all those contacts, you want them on your email list if they're interested in what you got to do. Saying that as well, like when you put something out on social media, depending on how many people that you've got as friends or on your Facebook profiles and things like that, not a lot of them see them. When more people open an email than they do see in your post on Facebook, unless like you're really popular and stuff like that. Like where you want to get people, like the open rate, you want to get people opening those emails as well, because I don't know if you're like me, I always say, and people say this to me, I don't read emails though. And you know what? I don't read a lot of emails, but if it's someone I've been following or if it's someone I'm interested in, I make sure I read those emails every week or whenever they send them to me. So you do need to be engaging in the emails that are ongoing as well. But yeah, update your Facebook profile bio, put in the signature of your emails. You can even create an event like on Facebook or LinkedIn that for your freebie, just to get people to join and then sign up. Pinned posts, like the featured posts in your groups or on your Facebook business profile, posting articles on LinkedIn, doing reels, YouTube videos you could talk about, and then in the description, sign up for the freebie. Get it on your website, obviously. Put it up, mine's in the footer on my website, and I've got a freebies page because I had all different freebies and I wasn't pushing anyone to them. So it could be lead magnets in your blog. Now, this is really, really important because blogging is one of the best ways to drive traffic to your website. Because the more content you put on your website, the more likely Google is to pick it up and send people to your website. I done a website audit about 2 years ago to a lady, and it was a proper like strategy session where we looked into all her analytics, everything like that. And every month, the most viewed page on her website was this certain blog. She had like 200 visitors to this blog, and she only had about 30 other visitors to all the other pages. So this blog was having 200 visits a month, and we looked at her analytics, and they'd read the blog and leave. They wouldn't have any other interaction with that. So all we did was put a sign up on the bottom, sign up for a free demo, because she was doing software and that type of stuff. And within a month, she had 30 people sign up onto her email list that then went back and looked at other stuff on her website. So having things like that, always have calls to action on your blog, and using a lead magnet is a good way for them to get them into your world. You've given them your expertise on a blog. Do you want to hear more? Do you want to see more of our blogs? That type of thing. What else have I got on you? Obviously landing pages, if they want to sign up about that. Another thing is to use other people's audiences. So you could write guest blog posts for other people and then have a link to your freebie in there. So then you're using their audience. You can do it like workshops. I'm doing a workshop on Wednesday. I don't know what day we're on. Wednesday evening for the 5 to 9 club for Welsh Ice in Newport. And so they've said to me, like, what's, at the end of it, what is something someone can sign up for free? So then I give my freebie. Podcast interviews. I've done lots of podcast interviews, and then they usually say at the end, or they're going to give like a link to something you're giving out for free, because then those people can start following out and you can get them on your list. Obviously you can promote with ads and stuff like that. But there's lots of different ways. But I think you can't just create something, put it on your website and expect people to sign up, because it's not really likely to be happening unless you've got thousands of visits to your website every month. Because I think as well, if they're on your website, they kind of already know who you are. So do they want to be signing up for this freebie? I think freebies work better in like social media and, via other channels like workshops, doing masterclasses for people, because you're getting them into your world when then they will visit your website. But yes, I do have a freebie page, because someone might sign up for one freebie and then they might think, actually, I'm interested in another one. Like you said, Cheryl, you want to do all the bits. So it is, you know, that sequence of things, deciding what you want to do, what would be the best way. And they could be anything. Like, it could be as well a trial subscription. So, for example, I've got a membership group called the Tech Tavern, where we do weekly calls, so people can jump on the calls, and whatever they stuck on, I just walk them through it. They share their screen, and I just say, oh, like, do this, and then they do it, so they are learning. Before in the past, we've offered like 7-day trials, and then it's like £37 a month type thing. So that trial is a lead magnet as well, because that's getting them into your world and giving them a trial of something that you've got, and then hoping that they're going to stay there and sign up for it. I
love your newsletters. Because they're so happy as you're reading down them. They're not the regular newsletters, and I almost feel as though you've invited me to a party, and I'm in a party going through this newsletter. And again, there's lots of freebies in there that I can go off and do this, go off and do that, and have a look at this. And I almost feel as though when I open your email, I'm stepping into your world. Whereas some people, they put out newsletters and it's just all text, and you're thinking, oh, this is a long read. This is a bit of a play, working your way through all this information. Whereas yours, it's really jolly and happy.
I think as well, like I said, if you're going to have a lead magnet, yes, you've got that nurture sequence, but you need to be emailing them. I try and email my list once a week, on a Wednesday. Sometimes it's late, and sometimes if I've got too much on or I'm ill or something, it doesn't go out. But generally, I try and stick to that once a week. I'll write a blog post, and I'll send a blog post out on that email, because the more blog posts I have, the more traffic I'm getting to my website. I'll also, I structure my emails as in, so my newsletter emails now, as in the first part is always something about what I've been up to that week, or like news in the website industry, or just general chit chat, because do you know what? The amount of emails, very similar to what you said, Cheryl, that I get, that they love my emails because I like just talked about my life like they're my friends, and that's how people trust me. Because they are listening, they are reading that, and they feel like they know me. They feel like that they've known me for ages. I've had people book calls with me and say, I don't really know if I need your services yet, but I just feel like I know you, so I wanted to actually speak to you. So I always start off with that, then I'll share a blog post, and then it'll be some kind of tip, tutorial, something I'm promoting at the moment, a lead magnet or something like that. So I find that's a really good structure. And I think I've got 48% open rate of my emails, which I think about 30 is the norm. Because it's like some people signed up, like my email list has been going for years. So people might not need your services anymore. They might have gone elsewhere. They might have got a website now. They're not interested in updating it anymore. They might change businesses. There's lots of different things. But, you've got to think of this lead magnet as this is someone's entry into your world. And then you've got to keep them there. So there's people that I worked with, like my business is nine years old. So there's people that I worked with when I first started. I still work with them now. I still do updates on their website. They've been in my world for 9 years. They might not always want something. Someone messaged me the other day and said, oh, you done my website 4 years ago. We've not really done anything with it now, but I want an audit because I want to refresh it because I'm going to rebrand and all that type of stuff. So, but they were like, oh, your email popped into my inbox and it reminded me to do it. So, you just the reason we send emails out then is to keep in front of people, very much like we do social media posts, very much like you go networking, you do all of the things. And like I always say, don't just do one thing, because if something happens to that one thing, then that's it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that so deciding what the lead magnet's going to be, and you do need to have an idea of a funnel. So you know, you just don't want them to just sign up and then just have them on your email list and talk about you every week and never ever sell them anything, because, you know, they'll know all about you and you'll be like the bestest of friends, but are they ever going to buy off you? So it is, you know, the lead magnet. What would be the next step? So it could be signing up. So I released a course last week on MailerLite. So it's how to create the form, how to create the opt-in, how to set up the automation and the nurture sequences, how to send an email, like email newsletters. So I launched that last week for like 37 quid. So then that it could be right. They sign up for, I wrote a blog then about MailerLite. So then people could sign up to my newsletter. They can sign up to the course. So it's a low level course. And then they might think, actually, I really like this. I want to join a membership because I want help on other areas. And in my membership, you get access to all my low cost courses. So, you know, where do they go in then? People in my memberships, they often, even though we've got the group calls, they may say, look, I just want an hour's training with you. So they book some hours. Or they buy my main course because they've got a website, but they want to redo it. They don't really understand. You know, so what is for each lead magnet, you need like, you could do, what's them diagrams you do, Cheryl? The lead magnet in the middle.
Like a brainstorm on it.
Yeah. And, you know, what's going to be next? What's going to be next? What's going to be next? Because you want to take them down that path. Like Cheryl, you said with our lady, you've done a freebie and then you've done something else and then you've done something else. Mandy, you said, you know, you bought someone's 21-day course then, and then she probably has higher offerings. So you're moving them through this funnel so that, you know, they may never ever buy your high-end product, but they might be buying lots of little products because that's not right for them because of whatever reason, but you've got them in that funnel. They're still buying little things from you. So it's not a total loss. But yeah, it's deciding on your lead magnet, setting up a form, putting the form on your website, setting up the nurture sequence, which I would say at least 5 emails spread out over like 2 weeks or something like that. And then they obviously get your weekly newsletter or monthly newsletter or whatever it is. And then it's promoting it. And I think that's, you know, we get very lazy, and like I was like that first week. I was so enthusiastic to get it all out there. I had people sign up, and it was actually a coach I was working with. And I was in a group, and it was a bit of accountability. And she said, by the end of the week, how many people do you want signed up? And I said, oh, I don't know, about 20. And she was like, double it. And I was like, oh, right, okay. And then I was thinking, when am I going to fit the time in to do all this? Do you know what I mean? But by the end of the week, I had 40 people signed up. Because I had that accountability. So if anyone ever wants like that accountability, I'm sure we can do in the group shell, you know, we can share our lead magnets, try and get them out there, you know, how many people do you want to get signed up this week as a bit of a push to actually do it as well.
So perhaps we can have another get together, say in about 4 weeks' time, where people have created a lead magnet, and we can go through that next sequence with everyone, so everyone feels they've got a bit of hand holding, and they might have questions related to, was this a good lead magnet, and us learn from each other's lead magnets. Can we open up for a few questions, because it's 11:46. We've got about 4 minutes. We can have questions from the floor. So think about your particular business, your particular problems, perhaps your particular fears connected with all this, so that you can present a question to Lisa. So over to you, Man. Do you have a question?
So, Lisa, the good news is we've worked together on my website, so you're familiar with it. And one of the things I'm offering at the moment through my social media channels is a free time management health check. And that is linked to my Calendly for people to book the 30-minute Zooms. Those health checks are about identifying time wastage or time leakage, so that I can share some key insights for people to understand how I enhance productivity and reduce stress. So I'm kind of thinking about how easy is it to add a button or a clickable link to that health check.
That's really easy. And what I would say is obviously it would be people that know you more before they jump on a call with you. If you did want to have people like that you don't know, it could be that you've done that in the form of a quiz. And at the end, do you want to go into a 15-minute health check with me? Book a call. So then they've got people who don't know you. They can see more what they're about, and you're already telling them that they haven't got no time then, so they need to work with them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But yeah, obviously, like you said, it's just like a Calendly link type thing that you can put on there. But you do need, so I got on my website, I got like sign up and book a call, but it's usually people who already are in your world that'll book a call. So it may be that you just need to adjust it to get other people to come in as well. So yeah.
And is it easy to get a quiz embedded so that it's clickable?
Yes, quizzes are easier. If we set up quizzes, we use Smart Quiz Builder because it's on the website. If you've got a WordPress website, it is paid for, but we if you have us to set your quiz up, then the license is included.
Yeah.
I was just to like plug them in, what I
That was a seamless plug. We've got Kelly East who would like to ask a question. So thank you for your question, Mandy. I'm sure you can follow up with Lisa. So over to you, Kelly. What is your question?
Oh my God, I've got so many, but I'm going to just give it to one or two because me and Lisa have got to book in a call or a chat anyway to go through everything because I need my whole life sorted basically when it comes to websites, electronics, lead magnets. Lisa, does Facebook advertising work to generate so more people can see your quiz or whatever it is as a lead magnet?
Yes. So I would say with Facebook advertising, it only works if you put a lot of money into it.
Okay.
I think like for smaller things, and you've got to have the right target market. Like I know someone, everyone just moved on. I don't know where you are, Kat. But I can see you now. It's like I was just talking to you. Yeah, so I know someone who was spending thousands every month on Facebook advertising, but what she found was that she was trying to get them to sign up for a freebie, but it was only getting shown to the people who were already in her world and were already buying off her. So, they had to have like this complete rethink of looking at a different audience, people who wouldn't know her, because they were the people that would be signing up for the freebie. But yeah, it definitely does work. I've done it before, so even just using £100 and working with people. But I think, to get really good results on Facebook ads, you do need to be spending thousands, really.
Right.
So if you haven't got the money to spend thousands on the ads, how would you get people in front of your lead magnet then?
I would just say, just posting about it. Like when I done it, I was sending it out to my current newsletter because even though they were on my newsletter, they might not have signed up for any of my freebies. So they go through the nurture sequence then. So it was a prompt for them to speak to me, post about it on social media, post in groups. I'm in a number of groups that say like on a whatever day you can post your freebie and that type of thing. So I've had lots of people sign up there, but it's just putting it wherever you can to try and get people to sign up.
Okay, fab. Thanks, lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. And Sian, what is your question?
Oh, lovely. I'm going to keep this brief because the same as the other lady, Kelly, I've got loads of questions. However, I'm in the process of one of my lead magnets, and you kind of opened up my eyes when you said about doing a PDF. And it's most probably what I prefer. I prefer to see things rather than reading. However, that's most probably what I'm missing out on. So I've actually got a video which will go forward, which is my lead magnet. And then following that, then they can go on to an app if they want to use that. So they could actually practice like for 7 days, so they're in my funnel. But with the PDF that you mentioned, did you say you put that on your website? So it's kind of like an introduction, or?
Yeah, so I create them in Canva. And what I say with the PDF as well, don't like have a PDF like 20 pages long. I think mine is 8 pages, but I think the optimum is about 5, but I couldn't fit it in. Right?
Oh, great. Well, I just like it. So 5 is great. Most
Yeah,
people
I
fear.
think the optimum is 5, but usually a 1 or 2 page PDF that people
Yeah.
can consume really quickly. What I do then, I upload that to my website. So the reason I do that is I can use a link.
Right.
So you can, like in like Mailer, like MailChimp or whatever, you can upload it directly to them. So when they click the button, it will download. The reason I put it on my website is because every time someone downloads that, they get taken to my website. So then obviously it's on there.
So you actually put that link in social media as well as on your website.
Yes. So that
okay.
they would sign up, and once they sign up, they would get an email saying this is your download, and on the link would be the link, the URL link to that actual document that's uploaded onto my website.
Brilliant. So then it would kind of go, they can read that. If they want to take it further, this is what I was hearing you say, if they want to take that further, they could maybe watch a video. And if they want to do the app, then that's the next one, if they chose to. Oh, that sounds
So
better.
that would be in your nurture sequence then, pushing them towards the next step.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Thanks. That helps loads. Just got to do the PDF now.
I know, that's the fun bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. And it's always remembering you're actually doing a fair exchange, an email address for something you're giving for free. But also then knowing, as Lisa was saying, there's got to be this nurturing sequence. It's not just sending it out, it's allocating the time as well. So making sure you've got the time for the nurturing sequence, and then being aware what's involved in that nurturing sequence. Have you captured their phone number on the form, because it might be your nurturing sequence involves you giving them a call. So it's just being really clear about this whole customer journey. Sangeeta, I know you have a question for Lisa, and your last question that we're taking this morning. Time just runs away. Over to you, Sangeeta.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, that was very, very helpful. I was asking similar questions. I think other ladies asked, which is the best way of promoting the lead magnet? You know, you have mentioned link on my Facebook profile or LinkedIn and other ways. Which is the quickest way to grab that? And should we put that a link? So like for interviews and social media, should they go then to our website where the lead magnet is very, you know, it's for them easy there to grab? So which other ways can we do that?
I think it depends on your audience and who you're trying to get. So it's the same as how you would get anything out there. I have put a link to my freebies page in the chat. So if anyone wants to look at how I've done it, you can see it, obviously, but it is then, like you said, it is promoting it. So, you know, a lot of things I posted in groups that I'm active in because obviously people knew. Like I said, I did you can get other people to promote it for you as well, you know, because it's a free thing. Other people are not sort of thing about promoting it. I find it's so much easier to promote things that are free than paid things, because I hate writing salesy posts and being really salesy. But I find it really easy to say, sign up for this. But I think
promote free things.
You can't just leave the link. Right, wherever you put it, you don't just put the link, like you have to entice them, you have to have. So what I had in my notes, I had, and I know like Rachel's good at this, having everything on your phone and notes and all that type of stuff. I would have something that if I saw something on Facebook, or LinkedIn or whatever, saying, you know, promote your freebie, or what freebies have you got this week, ladies? Like I'm in a lot of women only groups. So I just go into my notes, copy and paste it in, and then add the link. But it was like, I can't remember exactly what it said. It's still there now. You know, is your website not working for you? Do you want to make more money from your website? These are 5 features that you need. So it's really quick. But, you know, enticing for people to just think, oh, I'll click on it. And I think as well that it's got to be valuable as well. And this, I was thinking of this, sorry, I know this is going off on when Cheryl was talking, but you've got to think, if someone signs up to your list and you've just given them something just to get them on your list, you know, it's not that fair exchange then, because then they're like, this is a lot of rubbish, I'm not going to follow you. So it's got to be something valuable as well. but it's having that hook to get people to sign up and then just using that everywhere you can think of. Like it's still in my email signature now, so every email I send, it says sign up to my freebie. It's on my website. I post about on social media. I've written at the end of blogs. It's like, you know, sign up for this freebie. Obviously, it doesn't just say sign up for this freebie. There's like a call to action that leads them in and that type of stuff. But there's lots of things. Like where I read that list earlier, I Googled it when I done it. And I think they was like 100 ways or something to promote your lead magnet. And I can't, I'll have to see where I downloaded it from, but I downloaded that and that was somebody else's freebie that helped me then to promote mine. So that's what I read you a few things off earlier. I can't remember if I paid for it or not. I don't think I did. Anyway, I'll find out where it was from and I can let you know. This was weeks ago now. I've slept lots since then.
Oh, that's been very, very helpful. Thank you.
You've been amazing. Can we give Lisa a round of applause? I'd love to know what light bulb of learning you've captured this morning and how you're going to put it to work in your business. So let's do a quick round robin. So we start with you, Sangeeta. So what have you learned from this morning and how will you put it to work?
Well, I think I knew about lead magnet, not as much, but I think what I'm really impressed with, it's like just put call to action, because I'm like, okay, here's your freebie, read it. I never put call to action, and of course then it never leads to anything else. So yeah, that was my light bulb moment, and I'm going to do that straight away. Create a nice quiz about emotional and mental well-being, and then put a call to action, book a free call. So yeah, thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Coming to you, Mandy, what have you picked up from this morning? How are you going to put it to work?
So I've been trying to figure how I can get this health check out there, because it's a generous and lovely offer and it's helping everybody that does it. I've had some really good feedback. So I'm just going to explore the whole quiz and linking through to the lead magnet. So Lisa, you may find me calling you up and finding out more.
Lisa, did you learn anything from this morning's session? Was there a light bulb of learning for you?
I think definitely, because I did that week of promoting my freebie and now I'm like, I need to do it more. It's not just you promote it for a week, get people to sign up and you forget about it. And I have lots of different freebies and that is how I get lots of people in my world. So I need to do more of that.
Right, lovely. Over to you, Kelly. What have you learned from this morning?
Well, I've just signed up to one of Lisa's freebies as we're on the call. So I'll be working my way down the list now. No, but I do need to work with Lisa. I think it's not, even though it sounds quite simple and quite straightforward, I think there's a lot of, if you want it to work really well, you've got to really strategize like each part of the equation. And I think for me, it's the finding the time to do like the weekly emails and what to write about, and that fries my head completely because I'm not a brilliant writer, and I think, right, how can I get copy that sounds like me but isn't written by me, and all of these questions. I think, yeah, I think it's just a minefield. But I think for me, biggest thing is that I need to link up with Lisa as soon as possible.
In terms of time, it took me nearly the whole working day to do that freebie, from design and then setting all of the, and I still need to adjust the nurture sequence because it's not perfect. It could be much better, but that's how long it took me to do it.
Yeah.
And you know, make note of who's on the call here today, because you could almost like buddy up with somebody and say, can you look at my lead magnet and I look at your lead magnet? Let's see how these work. Yeah. So let's use one another to bounce some ideas around. You know, that's why we're all on the calls on a Monday, to learn from one another, and then even send it off to Lisa and say, Lisa, what do you think of this? You know, so we're not on our own doing this. We know it's a ball ache, but we know we can break through by helping one another. Yeah. Over to you then, Kim. What have you got from this morning's session? How are you going to put it to work?
Lots actually, but I think the nurture sequence is really important. We've got what in effect is a very successful lead magnet, and we provide it for all of our team members as well, so that they can use it. And it's our free health check quiz. But I would say the weak spot is the nurture sequence that follows it. So I'm thinking to myself, what can we write that we can use for ourselves, but then we could also create that in a duplicatable style so that our team members can use it as well. Because we've had probably over 2,000 people fill out the health check, I would say. And a lot of them do get converted because of conversation, because it's all about conversation ultimately. But the nurture sequence, I think that's going to be a big key.
Yeah. So it might be worth, Kim, you working with Mandy, because Mandy wants to work with quizzes. So again, and and Mandy is very good on setting things as far as a nurturing sequence. Yeah. So it'd be really good for you to really connect there. So
Yeah.
Tony, what has it been like for you? I bet it's been almost like being mind exploding this morning, thinking I'm gonna make a start on this.
So obviously, like, my business is just in its infancy. I'm just trying to bring it together. But when I was listening to girls there, I was thinking, oh my God, I don't know how many emails I've got oh my God, my Facebook is a mess. And I just thought the first thing I'm going to do, learn from this conversation, is to tidy up my Facebook, make sure the right people are in there and get rid of the people that are not important or not bring anything, value people I don't see and stuff, and also sort out my emails. But I would be very interested to talk to Mandy about the time management conversation, because that's what I'm trying to do at the moment, is to really make the most of the time and stop really just faffing around and wasting a lot of time.
And Mandy went through that same experience of clearing out her Facebook groups, and she ended up having 2 profiles. So again, you can, talk about that, so that you, again, could buddy up with Mandy and have a conversation. So Mandy, you've put your details in the chat, have you?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've just sent Tony a link to my calendar.
Lovely. I shall get that, Mandy.
Okay, thank you. And Rachel, last but certainly not least. So Rachel, over to you. What have you got from this morning, and how are you going to put it to work?
So the smart quiz builder to put it in my WordPress site, because there's not a lot of freebies, I don't think, that I can give away as like tangible freebies with what I do. I could give a lot of quizzes and knowledge and stuff, but I'm wondering what I can offer as a freebie. So if I embed the smart quiz builder into my WordPress site, then I can start doing quizzes with a call to action at the bottom.
Right.
To book in a free consultation.
Right. Great. And I just want to drop, it's almost like drop the mic on something, yeah? So I'm going to drop the mic for Lisa, because conversion of an email opening is only 5%. So
wow,
if Lisa gets 45%, I'm going to drop the mic. So we're so lucky to have such expertise amongst us in I Am Woman. Lisa is, I love the fact that she's just straight talking and can go exactly to your problem, and will have amazing experience in how she solved it for other people. So can we give Lisa another round of applause? Yeah. A totally drop the mic kind of person. Yeah. So she's getting 45% and the average is 5. That is a drop the mic moment.
and I only knew that because Saf asked me, and I said, oh, I don't know, I'll Google it, what the average is, because she just set up an email list for her Fondest school. So that's how I looked at mine the other day. So, but I didn't actually get around to Googling it. So
I can remember using, I want to call it Confusionsoft, but it's Infusionsoft. And that they said to me, it's, and that's high 5%. It's usually between 1 and 5%. So if Lisa's getting 45%, that's off the scale. So you have an expert there can help you on so many issues and problems. So thank you, Lisa. It's been an amazing morning. So look forward to seeing you all next Monday, where we're going to be tackling another topic. We don't know yet. I'm sure somebody's going to drop the mic on me on something they need some help with. So it'll be a surprise to me, as it'll be a surprise to you. So
Cheryl, can I say one more thing? Sorry, very quick. I remember, I know some of you might know Lisa Johnson. She does a lot online, a coach. She's got a massive email list. And I remember her saying before that she added like low-cost products at the bottom of her email list, and every email that went out, they earned her £30,000. So that's how important email lists are.
And remember, your network is your net worth. And as Lisa said, it's so different with email lists because you own the list.
Yeah.
When it comes to other stuff on social media, they can wipe you out overnight. So it's remembering you own that email list. So it's got to be something that you keep building every week. Yeah. So have a great week, everyone. Thank you again, Lisa. And look forward to seeing you next Monday, 11 o'clock, where we catch up on another really amazing topic. So thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Guys,
Bye-bye.
thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.